Welcome back to Living Local. Today we're excited to introduce you to the person that makes all of this television magic happen here at the stations of our Quad Cities. You might think he's stressed out from all of his busy duties, but he's always calm under pressure and keeps everything running smoothly. Our General Manager Pat Baldwin is here with us to share how he makes it all come together.
Wow, magic.
You know it's magic.
I don't know. I just hope for the best sometimes, you know.
Okay, let's start by introducing you to the audience. How did you get your start in television?
So right after the Marine Corps, I put in a resume to one of the TV stations, and the guy just happened to go to my church and saw it and said, hey, come up, talk to us. And I loved it from the day one. I was always down and new. Even though I was a salesperson, I loved it from day one. And so it just kept going and going. It was just great.
Yeah, I always feel like there's like an aha moment for most of us television people where you get exposed to it and you just know. You're like, this is my calling and this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Right.
Okay, so what does a general manager do typically at the station? Like, walk us through your normal day.
So first of all, the most important thing that you're always told as a general manager is your license, and keeping that license is the most important thing. So that's number one. So, and what that means is just making sure you're obeying all the rules from the FCC and all that kind of stuff. Then the second thing I like to do, and as y'all know, I like to walk around and make sure I see everybody at least once a day. And sometimes that's just bringing up stuff I know about their family or whatever, and so I like to do that. Then it's a combination of touching base with news, touching base with sales, touching base with production. Are there any problems or anything I need to know? And then a lot of times it's talking with viewers.
Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot in one day.
Keeps you busy.
Yeah, keeps you busy.
Keeps you busy.
Okay, the folks at home might not realize the complexity of managing multiple departments like news, sales, and even engineering. And there's 3 shifts here. Most people don't know. But what would you say is your biggest challenge? So
the biggest challenge I would say is, you just talked about 3 departments, and there's 4 or 5, but each one has a unique personality. And so I have to explain to employees how to deal with those personalities. Typically, engineering and production people tend to be very analytical because they got to make sure everything's right. Where if you get someone sales, they're like, hey, it's easy to do. Brandy can do this in 2 minutes. Well, that's not the case. So it's a lot of times it's explaining what each side does so the other side knows what they're doing.
Yes, I love that. There is a lot of personalities. You don't realize how much you are like your coworkers at times.
Right.
But you're like, wow, we're meant to do this. Okay, so you've worked in many markets. What would you say is great about the Quad Cities?
Well, first of all, how I got here, I've done 15 RAGBRAIs.
Oh.
And I felt the very first one, I fell in love with Iowa. I was like, this is a beautiful state, and they care about community, education, and they respected the military a lot. And so coming from the, that meant a lot to me.
Yeah, it's a really great community here. So you love the Andy Griffith Show.
Yes.
Okay, so what makes that show so great?
So really, at the start of the show, Andy Griffith had this show, he had a pilot. He asked Don Knox to come on and be a guest for one day.
Okay.
He was so funny that the show actually flipped, where Andy was supposed to be the country funny guy. He came in the role more of setting Barney up, and Barney was such a great comedian and physical comedian, his facial expressions, all his moves, it just worked. So Andy said, hey, this is the way we're going. They were best friends. Andy gave him a job, and most people don't know this, but there's been 3 actors and actresses that have won 5 Emmys. Don Knox won 5 Emmys in a row for that show.
Oh, wow.
So, but what I love about it, it's the friendship between 2 guys, and Barney's kind of out there, and Andy always bails him out because it's his best friend, and I like the interaction between the 2. And everybody says, okay, what's your 3rd best character? It's Otis.
Yeah.
When Otis and Barney get together, I just think that's magic.
Yeah, it is such a great show, and the personalities really...
I always tell people, it's good for your soul. It's good for your soul.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's next at the station? What can viewers look forward to?
So, obviously, last night kind of started the new season. I've started with watching, of course, the 60 Minutes and then Matlock.
Okay.
And so it's a new season. And so there are a lot of old favorite shows, a lot of new shows are on as well. So that's number one. Number two, right now we're working probably a month away from getting our own streaming app. And what's that? What does that mean for the viewers? What it means for the viewers is that they have a chance to say, hey, I may have a 30-minute program I'd like to do.
Oh.
And we would put that
Wow.
on. You know, the crew up here, the morning crew, wants to do a Dungeons and Dragons
Love that.
30 minutes. So it'll be, we know we're going to do at least 15 hours of original content, plus we'll have our news, plus we'll have our radar and all that kind of stuff. So if people just want to shoot on there and look at the radar real quick, it's going to be on there.
Great.
So I think that's really exciting, and that's something. And of course we've got Hispanic Month, and then next month will be Veteran Voices. So we got a lot of stuff coming up
Yes.
that we like to honor different groups, different people.
Great, great. Sounds like a lot's coming up.
Yeah, it is.
Something
It's
I
gonna be
didn't even
fun.
know about. So.
That's the one thing, when you ask me on TV, it changes every day, whether it be on the news side or whatever, a project side. It's a fun business.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, people always have lots of questions for you, and
Yeah. It's great. It's
all right.
great.
Well, Pat, thanks for stopping by here today.
Absolutely.
We enjoyed having you on the show. All right, thanks again for being with us. And if anyone has any questions for Pat, you can email him at pbaldwin@whbf.com. We'll have all those details posted on OurQuadCities.com.